Elementals love to trigger on ETB, but what if you could cheat in massive ones that copy themselves and their effects? That's exactly what Ashling the Limitless does best. And when the elementals start duplicating, the value gets devastating. Hey everyone, I'm double-Panharmonicon and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the powerful new face commander from the Dance of the Elements precon. But this isn't just your typical upgrade guide. No, this is a full synergistic rebuild. And this commander is giving the elemental tribe a whole new life. It's Ashling the Limitless. And if you love cheating out a bunch of elementals for cheap, creating tokens of those creatures, and doubling up on their ETB effects, this deck is for you. Ashling is a 2/3 elemental sorcerer for 3 mana, 1 red and 2 colorless, with the WUBRG color identity. She has 2 abilities that revolve around elementals. 1. Elemental permanent spells you cast from your hand gain Evoke 4, which means if you cast a spell for its Evoke cost, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. And 2. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, you create a token that's a copy of it. That token gains haste until end of turn, and at the beginning of your next end step, you sacrifice it, unless you pay WUBRG. What that means is, you can cheat out huge elementals for just 4 mana. It enters, its ETB effect triggers, it gets sacrificed, and then Ashling makes a token copy of it, which triggers the ETB again. The deck strategy isn't totally linear, but it is rewarding. First, we want to get our commander on the field. Then, we want to start casting as many elementals as possible. Their ETBs will trigger twice, giving us tons of value. And finally, we win through sheer ETB power, or by going wide with pumped up elementals and swinging in. Let's talk about the stars of the show, the elementals. Animar, Soul of Elements, is amazing. It gets bigger with each creature you cast, and then discounts your creatures based on its +1/+1 counters. That includes Ashling's Evoke cost. Maelstrom Wanderer. This card is bonkers. You can evoke it for 4 mana the turn after you play Ashling, and you'll cascade for 8, 2 times. This is absolutely insane value. Flamekin Harbinger. 1 mana to tutor any elemental to the top of your library. Perfect setup. Impulsivity. Lets you cast your best instants and sorceries again. Plus, it comes with Encore. Avenger of Zendikar creates a massive board. Then, every land drop pumps that army. Belonging makes a bunch of elemental tokens that scale fast. And then Encore lets you do it all again later. Vernal Sovereign creates huge tokens with power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. It snowballs fast in this list. We've also got some excellent recursion tools. Muldrotha the Gravetide lets you cast sacrificed or removed elementals right out of your graveyard. Endurance puts all your elementals back into your deck, keeping you from running out of gas. Green Warden of Marasa. Evoke this with Ashling's ability, and you'll return 4 cards from your graveyard to your hand. Horde of Notions lets you cast elementals straight from your graveyard. No need to wait. Most of our elementals have ETB effects, so let's help them out. Pan-Harmonicon, the channel's namesake, doubles every single ETB effect of every elemental entering. When you're already copying the entire creature, things get out of hand fast. Yarok the Desecrated is a Pan-Harmonicon on an elemental body. Twin Flame Travelers, a new card from the set. This is an elemental-specific Pan-Harmonicon on an elemental body. Mass of Mysteries grants one of your elementals myriad. That means 2 more copies every turn, each with ETB triggers. Descendant's Fury lets you sacrifice a non-token creature that attacked. You get a copy, then you find another elemental from your library, which likely has its own ETB. Incandescent Soulstroke pumps all your elementals by +1/+1 and lets you cheat 1 in from your hand, sacrificing it at the end of your turn, which Ashling will then copy. Sometimes swinging doesn't cut it. Here's other ways to win. Omnath, Locus of the Royal, burns any target for the number of elementals you control, and with Ashling, that happens twice. It also grows your creatures and can draw cards later on. Omnath, Locus of Rage, drops elemental tokens on landfall, then deals 3 damage to anything when an elemental dies. That includes sacking to Evoke. Champion of the Path. When your elementals enter, they deal damage equal to their power to each opponent. This also doesn't care if it's a token or not. Shimmer Creep drains each opponent for potentially 5. When you double that with Ashling's Evoke, maybe throw in a Panharmonicon, you're cutting life totals in half. Jubilation is nuts. You can evoke it out to pump your team for +4/+4, but then cast it again from your graveyard with Encore and make 3 copies. That's +6/+6. Kindred Summons doubles the number of elementals you control and triggers the ETBs of the new elementals entering. Elementals have some of the best card draw engines in tribal Magic. Muldrifter is a classic. Evoke it for 3, draw 2, but with Ashling out, you draw 4. Null Drifter is basically a second Muldrifter with slightly different perks. Shine Striker, a new card from the set, can draw you 10 cards for just 4 mana in the right setup. Risen Reef doesn't care if the elemental entering is a token or not. It either draws you a card or ramps you, both of which are great. Subterfuge, evoke it for 4, and it grants 2 creatures card draw based on combat damage. You can encore it later from the graveyard for even more. Soul of the Harvest draws whenever a non-token creature enters. Double it with Panharmonicon for even more draw. Slither Muse draws you cards when it leaves the battlefield based on the difference between your hand size and your opponent's. Greater Good sacks any of your elementals to draw a bunch of cards, and if you sack a non-token elemental, Ashling will create a copy when you do. Kindred Discovery in a tribal deck is insane. It draws cards when elementals enter the battlefield and when they attack. Distant Melody is an auto-include in any tribal deck that touches blue. Massive burst card draw. Elementals also bring some of the best synergy-based removal. Lamentation destroys a creature on ETB. With Ashling, that's 2 creatures, and with Encore, it's 5 in total. Titan of Industry lets you choose 2, destroy an artifact or enchantment, gain some life, get a 4/4 or a shield token. With Ashling, you choose 4. Shriekmaw costs 2 to evoke. With Ashling out, that's 2 mana to kill 2 creatures. Foundation Breaker is the same deal. 2 mana to destroy 2 artifacts or enchantments. Ingot Chewer, 1 mana, destroys 2 artifacts. That's great value. Cavalier of Dawn, 4 mana for 2 generous gifts. And when it dies, you get an artifact or enchantment back from your graveyard. Fury deals damage to creatures or planeswalkers, and stacks fast when doubled. Sunderflock bounces all non-elementals to hand. Not a problem for us, but a nightmare for your opponents. Bane of Progress blows up all artifacts and enchantments. Brutal and board wiping. You've also got access to some of the most efficient generic removal in Magic. Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, Pongify, and Rapid Hybridization. All 1 mana spot removal spells. Beast Within and Generous Gift. Flexible and unconditional. Classic 3 mana all-rounders. Ramp here is fast, flexible, and tribal synergistic. Smoke Braider and the new Flame Braider. Mana dorks that tap for 2 mana of any color, but only for elementals or elemental abilities. Brighthearth Banneret reduces elemental costs by 1, including Ashling's Evoke cost. Gigantha the Wellspring provides all 5 colors of mana, perfect for paying Ashling's WUBRG cost. Cavalier of Thorns, on Evoke, potentially ramps you for 2 lands off the top of your library, and then grabs something from your graveyard when it dies. Silverglade Elemental, when evoked, is basically a Sky Shroud claim. 2 forests for 4 mana. Even the mana base is synergistic in this deck. Primal Beyond and Flink in Village both enter untapped if you reveal an elemental. Village also grants haste. Abundant Countryside taps for any color when casting creatures and also creates 1/1 shapeshifter tokens. Eclipse Realms makes mana of any color for a few chosen tribes, including elementals. Ashling the Limitless is bonkers. Elementals are already one of the most synergistic tribes in Magic, and Ashling acts like a Panharmonicon with some extra steps. She cheats out creatures, doubles their ETB triggers, and she does it in a way that snowballs fast. This deck can function without her, but when Ashling is on board, the synergy spike is unreal. Keep her safe and watch the chaos unfold. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this breakdown, please hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. And hey, if you're picking up any of these cards, consider using my TCG Player affiliate link down below. And until next time, may all your elemental ETB triggers be doubled.